This is your CPA Amna Piryani. You have joined my YouTube channel, Street Smart Tax Pro. Today, I have actually brought a strategy that people are really talking about, and that is your EV tax credit. And this year, however, 2024 has been the most dramatic changes have happened. And there is going to be multiple boxes that you have to check before you qualify for the tax credit. And first, we will discuss the qualification for the buying the electric vehicle or plug-in hybrid. They fall into the same category. And you're ready to file a new vehicle and you are looking for the tax credit for the EV, they have to see multiple requirements that needs to be met first. First of all, there are good news and some they're not so good. So the good news is that this credit earlier we used to have to wait to get this credit at the end of the filing of taxes, but now you can actually this credit can really be changed at your dealership as a discount that you can apply towards the price of the car. So you really don't have to wait for the year end to file those taxes. Now there are some catches on that because there is still an income limit. And your AGI and those income limits are on my website. Please go look at it. And also, you can look at it in the admin website for the income limits for how can you qualify for that EV tax credit to be taken as a discount at the time of your purchase of your car. If you qualify for, if you know that your income is going to be less than that, then you can use that, because if at the end of the year you find out that your income was more than the limits that you need to have for qualification of the EV credit, then you have to kind of return that money back. But the better news than that is that this in 2023, that 7,500 tax credit you can only take if you actually owe more than those in taxes. But now you don't have to worry about that, because at the end of the year, if your income qualifies, then even if you owe less taxes than $7,500, you still will get that benefit because you took the discount with the dealership right there and then. First of all, you look at the qualification of the car, okay? And first requirement is the actual assembly of that car has to be done either in US, Canada, or Mexico. And there are no ifs and buts on that. It has to be assembled, manufactured and assembled in one of these three countries. For qualification for first half of the credit, 3,750. Second qualification is the one that's becoming really difficult, because then at that time, the actual battery had to be assembled or manufactured in either US or the country that the US has a free trade agreement with. So that's where a lot of cars are getting off from the qualification. Please check the list at the end of the year, because manufacturers are really trying to ramp up and try to at least bring some of the assembly of those batteries into the countries, either US or the countries we have a free tax trade agreement with. So you keep checking that list, because that's a big one for the other 3,750 for qualification. So that's the bigger reason why there are fewer cars qualifying, at least for 2024. I mean, things might change for 2025, right? These are the main two requirements. Now then comes the price of the vehicle itself. And there's not a whole lot of change on it. One thing to think about it is that earlier it was like if you have a van or SUV or a pickup truck, then it has to be less than $80,000. Or if it is like a other sedan or coupe or whatever other cars you have, it's $55,000, and it has to be MSRP, and that is basically the manufacturing, the sales price that is on the window of the vehicle, and no discounts. Dealerships can change that with the discounts and things like that. Now, however, the fees and taxes, and if you do later on add-ons, that's not part of it. But actual MSRP that is on the window, that's the sales price of the vehicle, has to be less than 80,000, or has to be like your van, minivan, or the SUV or the pickup truck. All other vehicles have to be less than 55,000. So that's one thing that you have to keep it in mind when you go buy a new vehicle. I do have my vlogs and my also my articles and blogs on what is the actual business deduction. Because people used to always ask me, can we take the EV credit and also business tax credit for our business use of the vehicle? That is a separate issue. EV credit is only the incentivized to buy the hybrid cars, which are actually plug-in, and or the EV cars. That is the credit on your personal return. If you also have a business use of that car, of course, those depreciations rules are the same. And then bonus depreciation, we still have for a year and a half or 2 years, actually 2 years, until it's phased out in 2025. You can't take both. Again, you can't take both. Business use is different deduction than the actual tax credit that we are talking about, which is EV tax credit. So I'm sure that's pretty clear to people. If you would really want to look at the business use of vehicle or the equipment use, if you're using it like a pickup truck as an equipment in your business, so that's a separate issue. And that's a separate tax deduction for it. It's still there, in other words. Now let's just go and discuss the actual leasing part of the EV in 2024. So if you're actually leasing, then all these requirements go out of the window. Because then you, at that point, honestly, who are you leasing with is the main thing. Because that the credit transfer by the company who's leasing it, the vehicle, how they're going to transfer it, or are they going to transfer it, it's all up to them. So it's very important to go and see those dealerships and their advertising. I'm sure you look at it, those marketing ads, they're advertising at how are they going to transfer that EV credit, and if they will actually be transferring the EV credit. So that's what the leasing. So now the recap of all of that is that first you have to look at your income requirement, if you qualify for that credit or not. And second thing is that if the car qualifies, and the qualifications, I already told you there are two separate qualifications. One, cars can qualify only by assembling it into those three countries, US, Mexico. So those are, you already qualify for half of the credit. The rest of the half is kind of a difficult one. At this time, at least. And it's to incentivize the manufacturers to actually take the battery assembly to the countries that have free trade agreement with US or US itself. So we'll see, I mean, how many can actually do it by the end of the year. Also, please keep joining us on our channel. Street Mass Tax Pro will keep on bringing you new strategies for your 2024 taxes. Please keep on joining us on our YouTube channel, Street Mass Tax Pro, and we will keep on bringing you new strategies for the year-end tax strategies for saving taxes. And thank you very much. This is your CPA Amna Piryani.